So, Captain America 4 has finally been released. The embargo has lifted. First reviews came out yesterday. And it is what I expected. Mixed reactions. Solid, that's what I actually expected. Mixed reactions. Currently, sitting 53% on Rotten Tomatoes. Critic score, audience score is 80%, which is quite good. I haven't watched the movie. I don't know when I'm gonna watch it. I'm not interested. I'm not hyped. Probably next week, someday. I don't know. But critics actually roasting this movie. Even the shields don't protect it. Maybe they realize this is a complete mess. This movie, it's been done. It's been done 4 reshoots. They've done 4 reshoots of this movie. I even heard in articles, I read in articles that they reshot complete scenes and they even cut complete sequences from the movie because it was that bad. We're never gonna know the actual budget, but tell me, this right here, it says $180 million for a budget. You can't be serious. You can't be serious. We know they are lying. Makes perfect sense. This is business. They spend a lot of money on this King Duck. I believe, I heard this from other sources, that the budget could go as high as 300 or 350 or even $400 million. You can make 4 Captain America movies with those money. It's a lot. It's a ton of waste. I don't know how this movie presents himself. Itself in the theaters, how it runs. The projection, I just checked it on Box Office podcast. It says Captain America: Brave New World new opening weekend range 80 to 90 million on a 3-day opening, because I think there's a banking holiday in the United States, presidential, some sort of thing. Excuse me about it. I don't know. I just heard it. That's quite low. It's not that bad, but it's quite low. That's quite low. I don't know if there's a. They mentioned the other Captain America movies, how they opened. Yeah, 75. The Marvels. The Marvels is a disaster. That's a disaster. That movie. 46 million. Jesus Christ. This movie will open higher than the Marvels. This movie will open higher. But comparing to other movies, it's still a disaster. You know, if they made a Falcon movie, just keep Sam Wilson as the Falcon. They make a Falcon movie with this story, with these characters. That would be totally fine for me. But as I said, I don't like the idea that he became Captain America, and not because. But this happens in the comics. Nobody gives a fuck, man. I'm sorry about my bad word, my bad language. Nobody cares. That comic run, Nerdrotic said it, because that dude had a comic store. I'm watching his videos on YouTube, and he said that run of Captain America when the Falcon became Captain America, that was a disaster. That wasn't a huge success. It was a terrible run. It wasn't famous. It was a really bad run, and I don't know what they were expecting, that this is gonna be a better deal if we make it into a movie. No, nobody cares about Captain Falcon or Captain Conrad, because Anthony Mackie made some stupid statements, like here, for instance, that Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term America should be one of those representations. Then, Mr. Anthony Mackie, who are you playing? You supposed to play Captain America. I don't understand. As I said, they should be taught by PR team members how to how to represent themselves and the movie what they are appearing in. I think this statement what he made, it hurt the movie. We don't know yet. I'm just talking nonsense. We don't know yet because it's Friday. Weekend hasn't even started. We see on Monday how it ended on its first weekend. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. Some people sometimes these people shouldn't say anything when they're promoting a movie. I don't know. It's just weird. It's me for me. It's weird. I don't defend Chris Evans because even Chris Evans, the OG Captain America, he says so many bullshit things by promoting movies. But this one especially, they had to be really careful about it. And now we are here. But nevertheless, the critics are roasting this movie. So let's see. Brave New World has its eyes set high in the skies, but it ends up doubting itself by revisiting ghosts of the MCU. The result is a lackluster installment that fails to pull the universe out of its chunk. I even heard there's not a solid villain in this movie. Sam is fighting with one bad guy with another. The Red Hawk. The rumors were true. The Red Hawk is only in 5 minutes. 5 minutes on this movie. 5 minutes. You only see 5 minutes of the Red Hawk. Come on, man. And they were literally promoting the movie with the Red Hawk. So basically, you saw every scene with him. Every scene you have seen at least 70 or 75, 80% of the Red Hawk scenes, maybe I'm just over exaggerating. It's a solid entry in the MCU. What entry, dear? This is for Phase 5? I didn't know. Please someone correct me if I'm wrong. This is an entry for Phase 5 or what? I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. Less than super. Yeah, you're right. He didn't have the serum. Despite committed performances from Mackie and Ford, this one is neither daring nor fresh. With a lackluster villain and drab visuals, overall it's an underwhelming MCU entry. It's a model of economical storytelling, not using too many characters or getting too complex. In all likelihood, Captain America Brave New World, like the Incredible Hulk, is destined to be equally maligned and memory hoard. Anthony Mackie is driving force behind a good old time at the movies that reminded me of a school night cinema with my dad when I was a kid. No world building, just an action adventure that aims to please and ease the mind. What else we have? It feels destined that Brave New World will fade away into the void of MCU projects without much thought or attention. A deserved fate for a film so unwilling to craft something new or meaningful. I just heard they were really careful about this movie. I mean, I think there's just only one post-credit scene, and it didn't even say a lot about the future, which makes total sense. They have no idea what to do. They are completely lost their track, their mind. It's like they're just picking one from another. They are picking the meat out from the dishes. They don't know what to do. It just amazes me. That's why I'm gonna criticize Kevin Feige a lot. You're gonna hear me. I'm criticizing not just him, all the team at Marvel Studios, because that dude, he was the outspoken person of Marvel. And whenever I heard him, I always love to hear him, because back in Phase 3 or 2, he had plans how to establish each characters. Now, the guy barely speaks. And the thing is, he's a liar. He's a liar. He's a complete douche. He's a liar. He has no idea what to do. I still remember, and I keep it in my mind. He always said, we have established the next 10 or 15 years of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is your foundation since Endgame. We are retiring the OG characters, and you're trying to sell the MCU with these side characters that more or less not many people are interested about. I'm sorry to say this. Maybe some of you will disagree with me, which is totally fine. I'm just being honest. This is what I see. Sam Wilson is becoming Captain America. It happens in the comics, but as I said, nobody cares. The only reason they did this here is because they wanna push woke DEI. However, I heard this movie is not that woke. Maybe they come to their senses. Thank God. I hope it's true. But that was the only reason. That was the only reason he got the shield. Bucky should have got the shield. Or maybe they just end the story with Captain America. That will be okay for me. If they carry on as the Winter Soldier or Falcon, it will be okay for me. It will be totally fine with me. But literally pushing this bullshit thing that they say black or Asian children. Okay, let's talk about black children. They can't see themselves in white colored superheroes. When I was a kid, I grew up with DC. I told this before. I love Green Lantern, and the one guy I truly love is Jon Stewart, who is black, not Hal Jordan. I know Hal Jordan, but when I watch the cartoons, Jon Stewart is my top pick as the Green Lantern, and he's a black dude. And it's interesting. I'm a white boy, as you can see. I'm a white gentleman, and I can literally get hyped over a black superhero. As I said, I love the Black Panther until they killed him. They killed him. They wiped him out, and they are trying to replace him with his sister and his so-called son, which is not gonna work. Nobody cares. We wanna see the OG real Black Panther. That's it. But that's another tale. So some comments with the critics. I mean, it's quite good. But other than that, I think this movie is really roasted. This is a Temu knockoff compared to Winter Soldier. Yeah, I even heard it's like you are watching a really bad quality of CVTV series. I'm just wondering where did that money went from. We never know the actual budget, but it's not $180 million for sure. It's like triple the price of this. I'm pretty sure about it. It's triple the price. Kevin Feige says Captain America: Brave New World is a return to the grounded aspect of the Winter Soldier. Man, you can say whatever you want. I watched the movie and then I decide if you are telling the truth or not. I used to love this guy. Now he's such a douche. I don't blame him actually I blame him for some of this mess because he is the president of the Marvel Studios. He is making the final take the decisions, he is making the final agreement, everything. So in one way or another, it's his fault, but not just his fault. There are others, but nevertheless, don't talk about him. A flat political thriller with scattershot emotional stakes, recycled plot points, and a disengaging path forward. Another forgettable villain, but a surprise. That's one thing Marvel can truly nail: forgettable villains. Of course, with some minor exceptions. Yeah, so that's it. We'll see how it goes through with the weekend. We'll see. It's just Friday, so we'll see. It could make money, but even the projections are not that. It's not that bad, but it isn't that good. It's not excellent, to say it. Oh, it's gonna make money. I think this movie gonna lost a lot of money, but I don't wanna say any bad things. We'll find out in the next week. So, yeah. You can share your thoughts. Are you gonna see it? Are you gonna plan to watch it with your family? Comment down below. I'm really interested about your take, whether you agree with me or not. He was really good as the Falcon. That's it. This was a really unnecessary move. It only happened because of pushing the AI. That's it. That was the only reason. But if it's not, as I said, if it's not woke, it's fine, because maybe they're trying to heal of these mistakes. We'll see. We'll find out in the next week.